Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and we can always trust CNN to be dishonest. Alright, we know that they're going to do something and pretty much anything in their power to catch someone in a gotcha moment. So they went out to this Trump boat parade, and what the footage they found? Let's just say that I'm surprised they even dared to air this. The responses to these questions are absolutely fantastic. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to our great sponsors over at Colonial Metals Group. They quite literally have the cure to Biden inflation and Harris economics, but more on that later. Now, let's dive in.
Trump is pro-American. He loves America, for one. I love America. I serve this country. I love America. We're from the same place in Queens, New York, so that's my homie.
I live in Latitude, Margaritaville.
What's your most important issue?
The economy, getting the interest rates down, getting it where we can afford to live in America. Right now, it's too expensive.
Okay, now let me maybe ask like a slightly impolite question. But, you know, if you can afford a boat, you're not hurting so bad, right? Because a boat costs a lot of money and it's a lot of upkeep.
Listen, nobody gave me shit. I earned everything that I've got. I'm retired military, retired power plant, and I am successful and retired and with boats, jet skis, because I did it right. And everybody has that chance. Whether they choose or not, that's up to them.
I would never try to take anything away from you in that way. But what I'm asking is, groceries are probably a smaller part of your budget than, say, you know, someone who's like a little worse off. I think it's interesting that people who are a little bit more comfortable are still so concerned about the economy. Did you see what I'm saying?
Because I want my money to go further. I want inflation to go down. I want interest rates to go back down. I want all that. But that covers everybody in the economy. Not just me, not just the poor, not just the rich. It covers everybody.
Now, something I've heard from some people, tell me if this applies to you, is like they're worried their kids aren't able to afford a house or a car.
No. I trained my kids and taught my kids properly. They have great educations, and they're both successful in their careers. Actually, they're doing better than me.
This is a fantastic response to these ridiculous questions. Granted, these questions do deserve to be asked in some degree. For instance, this man is clearly well off. He has a boat. He's retired. He has done well in the economy. This man is probably at the edge of Gen X, maybe a boomer. It's very close. And let's be honest here, and I know a lot of boomers watch this channel. I'm not saying this to insult you, okay? I am simply speaking from the heart. Y'all miss the plot a lot. But y'all do understand that there's something fundamentally wrong in America. And y'all are at least smart enough to come out and start saying things that make sense. Because y'all are tired of the garbage. You're tired of the nonsense. I'm right there with you. But y'all don't fully understand that it's really hard to pull yourself up by your bootstraps in this modern economy. Groceries. Yeah, groceries are rough right now. I went from shopping at Publix, metaphorically speaking, to almost exclusively shopping at Aldi. I can't afford now name brand foods. I have to shop at Aldi, of all places. So, yeah, it's rough out there. Groceries are off the charts. Gas is much, much higher. Inflation is eating up everything else. My paycheck has been numbed down to the bone. Hey, y'all, in case you haven't noticed, this has gone to this. It is absolutely insane. What the feds have done, constantly printing money, making sure that your dollar becomes less and less valuable, has hurt the economy and has probably hurt you in ways that you can't even imagine yet. That's why we partner with Colonial Metals Group. CEO Paul Stone and his associates understand the ins and outs of protecting your hard-earned dollars backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. And they even have a limited time offer for first-time buyers. Free gold and silver IRA accounts. Insured storage for 5 years. Up to $7,500 in free silver. And a personal safe to keep all the good stuff. So go check them out. Link in the description below or call this phone number to talk to one of the many lauded associates at Colonial Metals Group to protect your hard-earned dollars today. And so this boomer, on one hand, is saying that he did everything the right way. Well, he probably did. And you also saw the black woman saying that they served. Both of these people, I believe, served in the military or served their country in some form or fashion. I'm taking that at face value. But this seems like a man who has started a business of some sort or served in other capacities and has made something for himself. He managed his money properly, and now he's able to live off of that passive income and have a nice day on the lake. So good for him. I'm not a big lake guy. I'm not big into boats. Not big into hunting and fishing, which makes me almost an outcast in Georgia. So I don't really get this culture. And when I was working with the Trump campaign in 2020, everyone was talking about the big boat parades that they were going to have out on the lake. That didn't apply to me, and that only applies to a bunch of wealthy people who can afford a boat. But it was still a big thing. Everyone was into it. But what we're really seeing here is not a man saying, I made it in America, I don't understand why anyone can't. He's saying that he did things the right way. He's saying that he taught his children to do things the right way and that they're even better off than he is. Good for you. Good for you. We have lost that ability because we aren't teaching our kids lessons anymore. And I'm not saying that to incriminate people as parents. We have taken for granted what this education system does to our kids. We send them through a bureaucracy where you have to walk in lines, you can't go out into the hallways. At recess, you're highly monitored. The kids are just basically in prisons without bars, for lack of a better term. We're pushed through this weird bureaucracy, and then we feminize everything, and that's been getting worse ever since the early 90s. And so we're basically putting young boys in a system where they need to run around and be energetic more than they need to be in a classroom. Instead, we're feminizing them. So we take that for granted. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this man has taught his kids the right things, the hard truths, how to work hard. I'm not saying my parents didn't do that. They tried in their own way, but it didn't stick because I came with the preconceived notions that were slowly seeped into my brain from public school education in elementary school. I can say that from personal experience. So I'm actually very grateful for this man. He talks like a boomer. I personally don't like the tone. I don't like the inflection. It's just not something that I'm used to. But what he's saying is full of good, earnest, honest truth. And compare that to the CNN reporter who is hoping for a gotcha moment. She's trying to say, well, you're well off. Why do you care about prices? Because the world that she lives in, the world she caters to, is to appease a bunch of rich white liberals who don't understand that if you aren't making a certain amount of money, you are in big trouble living paycheck to paycheck. And the Americans across the board are hurting. It's so bad that the Teamsters straw poll has Trump by over 50 points. I repeat, unions, Teamsters, are voting for Trump behind closed doors. And it's gotten so bad that there's a lot of unions that now won't even endorse a candidate. Do you know how rare that is? They've been in the back pocket of Democrats for a century. And that coalition is going away. It's gone. That's why Trump's rhetoric is so pointed, because he understands that normal people are hurting. That's why he's talking about capping credit card interest limits. That's why he's talking with RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. There is a huge middle portion of America that's missing. And these are, the people being shown here are conservatives. You can take that without a shadow of a doubt. And that's why they didn't give the black lady too much airtime, because a black person deviating from the Democrat plantation, yeah, they don't want to show that. So ultimately, this isn't about boomers flaunting their wealth on boats. This is about CNN trying to run point and damage control and trying to show these Trump supporters as these redneck, mean-spirited lunatics. When the reality is, CNN is trying to manipulate and lie to its own audience because its audience doesn't want to hear the truth. That's the real story here. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Political Brawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.